Glory to God in the high.
Cremation, all right, was prohibited for a long time because the church wanted people to understand that it's the resurrection of the real body of the real person, which ties into everything I just been saying. That fulfillment, holiness, completion implies a whole person. All right. So the burial of your human body, all right, which has been consecrated by the sacraments that you've received, was considered to be very, very important. All right, now we know that now cremation is allowed, all right, for a number of reasons, but it's always supposed to be understood in the same light. So if you remove, if you burn the body, you've turned a great part of the body into carbon dioxide and water vapor and some other chemicals, right? And what's left are ashes that didn't combine with oxygen, in the burning process, okay? So you have these ashes, all right? But the ashes are supposed to be kept, all right, in a sacred place, what we call a columbarium, which is affirmation of our faith in the resurrection. All right. So what is in those ashes? All right, is the residue of a person who lived the life of the sacraments. That's really important. Right, and so that's why in the I don't know what they did in the English funeral ritual book, but the Italian ritual book has a gigantic section on cremation. It's the meaning, the limitations, the catechesis that's supposed to happen. And they really did a thorough job on it. It almost occupies half the entire book, which means it's kind of hard to carry the book around when you're doing a funeral. Right, you're walking alongside the funeral procession and you have this big book in your hand. So, but anyway, they were quite concerned that people really understand the meaning of Christian death, all right, and that your body counts. This is tying right into what I was saying about, your life is an oblation, all right. It's not just avoid sin and do good, but it's be consecrated and being consecrated, lifting this up, as an offering to God. And so the Christian life is sacramental. So you don't want to handle the post-mortem remains in a disrespectful way. That's why we don't do the scattering of ashes. All right. The scattering of ashes seems to be a symbol of the person returning to the natural ingredients of a body, all right? Like the atoms and molecules, right? And the church is reminding us that actually your atoms and molecules, as well as your soul, have been touched by the grace of the sacraments. So, being touched by the grace of the sacraments, there is a blessing in every Christian dead body. All right. And because of that blessing, you have to respect that dead body, whether it's drowned, and lost into the depths of the sea, or chopped into pieces in some kind of explosion, or some terrible accident that's occurred, or whether it's been cremated and it's put in an urn. But there is always that respect for the body that has been consecrated by the sacraments. And that's the reason why we venerate the relics of the saints, too. We venerate the relics of the saints because they are the remains of a person who not only was consecrated by the sacraments, but uh, lived a life that fulfilled the purpose of the sacraments. Okay, you got it? That's really important. It's really important.